I am getting ready for Weight Watchers. Sorry, my windows are, they need to be cleaned off. So, I have fur all over my pants. I honestly don't know what to expect. If you asked me on the weekend, I would have said I was up. I definitely felt like I was up. But now, then yesterday, I felt like I would have a loss. Now today, I really don't know what I think. I really don't. A part of me feels like I should be down because I had a loss last week. I had a gain last week. I don't feel like I deserve 2 gains in a row. But I don't know. I feel like if I do gain this week, I think I may be bringing too many carbs back into my days. So that'll be something I'll have to keep my eye on. But like this is wobbling. Oh no. Luckily I was out of light. Not going well today. Sorry if it's all wonky, but I'm trying to do this while keeping my eyes on the road. And if the angle's bad, I'm sorry, but driving is more important. So yeah, I went for more walks. Not like a bunch more, but I went for a walk 2 times this past week, like last week. One was just a short little 10-minute walk because I had a lot to do and I wanted to get that done. So I just went for a quick 10-minute walk. And I only went for a walk, like usually I would just say, screw it, I have too much to do, I'm not gonna go. But I went outside and it was so beautiful out that I felt like I had to go for a walk. It was just gorgeous. So I went for a short little 10-minute walk. I figure that's better than nothing. And if nothing else, it's kind of forming the habit of going for a walk. Or like if I react to being in the mood of going for a walk by going for a walk, then maybe the mood will happen more often and I'll actually go instead of coming up with excuses not to go for that walk. So I went. And then what's today? Today is Tuesday. Sunday, I thought I would go for a walk on Saturday, but it never happened. So I'm like, okay, this thing does not want to stay on today. So Sunday I felt like I had to go for a walk. And it was late. It was probably like 9:30 at night. And I always used to be the kind of person, and I still am somewhat, that would be afraid to go anywhere by myself. But I guess I'm growing up. That thing's gonna fall off. And I'm almost there. I get the feeling I'm gonna gain. I know last week I was kind of okay with it, but I don't feel like I'll be okay with it this week, which is not right. And yesterday, like, I was feeling good. Like, even though, like I said, on the weekend, if you had asked me, I would have said, I'm gonna have a gain. Friggin' egg. Yesterday, I was feeling good. So, I kept telling myself, okay, even if you do have a gain, you're feeling good. And that is a good thing. So remember that if you go in and you weigh and you're up. Now I'm having a hard time remembering that. I hate that about myself, but I do feel like the scales, it's like you feel justified, like you feel like the scales really let you know how you did. But, and I mean, that's not true. I mean, you can have a great week and still be up in the scale, and maybe it'll show up the week after. So you really shouldn't let the scale determine how you feel your week went. But we do. At least I do. I like seeing, well, who doesn't like seeing the number on the scale go down, but you know. I gotta try and fix this thing. Oh, of course, now it wants to stay stuck. I think this thing that I have is meant to be permanently stuck down, and I really don't see a place where I'd be happy with it being permanently stuck down. So I don't want it to be like super visible in my window. And where it is now, it blocks the screen. So I may have to find another camera holder thing. I saw one that you clip into your little vents. See, it's falling down again. Okay. It's 9:37 and I'm gonna go and weigh in. Wish me luck. Bye. Hi. Late leaving my meeting because they had, I'll go this way. They had a whole bunch of goodies on sale. Well, everything in the meeting was 30% off. So I picked up some things that I hadn't tried, and then I picked up one thing that is a favorite, and that would be the s'mores snack bars. So my results, I was down 1.4. So I almost lost everything I gained last week. Last week I was up 1.8. And this week I was down 1.4. So I'm happy with that. Very happy. I was gonna be sad if I gained. So I'm really very happy that I didn't. At the meeting we talked about when we get off track and things like making a plan to get back on track, not just saying, you know, basically not just doing lip service by saying, you know, I'll do better tomorrow, or, you know, the famous one, my diet starts Monday, but actually doing things, like making a plan. So like for me, I already had it planned, if I gained again this week, was to really take note of how many carbs I'm eating. And I'm still going to do that. Even though I had a loss this week, I'm still going to pay more attention to the amount of carbs I'm eating, because I do feel like they're slowly creeping back in. And that was also another reason, like, well, the main reason really why I stuck with blue and didn't go to purple, because on purple a lot of carbs are 0 points. Not a lot, but like there are carbs that are 0 points, whereas on blue there are no carbs that are 0 points, not that I can think of anyway. And carbs are my danger thing. Like I just love carbs. I really do. Even though the ones that would be 0 points on purple are not the ones I like. So maybe I would have been safe, but I really didn't want to take those chances. And blue is working for me. Like, I'm having great success on blue, so. But anyway, got off there. Like I said, the whole thing, sorry, somebody's up my ass. The whole thing is making plans to get back on track, not just saying that you're going to do it. So if you feel like you're going off track, maybe your plan is, okay, I'm going to start weighing everything. I'm bringing out the measuring cups and the measuring spoons, because let's face it, after a while, if you're just estimating a tablespoon, that tablespoon gets pretty darn big. And your servings get bigger and bigger. And that's one thing where I tend to slip sometimes, is like, I don't want to get out the measuring spoons or the measuring cups just to measure out my meal. I know what a cup looks like. Well, over time you add on bit by bit. So it is best to weigh and measure. That's one way to get back on track. And track. Like, track on your app, or if you're old school and like to write it down on like pen and paper, just track it. Because if you don't track what you're eating, you tend to let things slide. And you do that enough times, and that could be a good reason for weight gain. And the other thing, if you do those main two things, I mean, you can have success. But another thing you can do to up it is go for walks. Or even if, like, what I've been tending to do is, like, last Friday I had homemade pizza. And that's carby. And that's a lot of carbs, because the dough is pretty darn thick. So I felt like I should go for a walk to try to help and counterbalance that. I mean, my pizza was healthy. Everything on my pizza except for the cheese, I think, was 0 points. So it wasn't bad that way, but it was more carbs than I'm used to eating. And my body does not react well to carbs. It really doesn't. So I went for a big walk. I went for a 30-minute walk. And I forgot to tell you, on that walk, I was almost home. It wasn't that much further away, like 2 or 3 blocks away from home. And I got it in my head to see if I could jog. Now, I've never, ever been one that, like, for the whole outing could jog the whole length of the walk, or jog, or whatever. But I used to, I don't even know how long ago this was now. Time flies, so I lose track of time. But I'm guessing it was probably 2 or 3 years ago. My friend and I used to go for walk jogs. Like, we'd walk part way and then we'd jog for as long as I could handle it. And then we walk. Like, we never stood still. When we couldn't jog anymore, we started walking again. So I was curious how I would do. And honestly, like, I did better than I thought I would. And I talked myself through it more than I thought I would. Like, I thought I would give up really quick. And I didn't. So I lasted a lot longer. And then I got to the point like, well, first I'm like, maybe I can make it to the lights. And that was quite a distance. Like, for me, it was quite a distance. For runners, it's probably just like a warm-up. For me, it's like have the ventilator waiting for me when I get there. But so I'm like, I can make it to that light. And it started to get harder. I'm like, and I was still telling myself in my head that I could make it to the light, but all of a sudden it's like my body just stopped. It was like, no, you can't. But I did more than what I thought I could. And but when I stopped, I was dying. Like, my arms felt like they were so heavy. I don't know why. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know if it was because all the blood was rushing, or I don't know what it was, but I felt like my arms were going to fall off. But I didn't have to stop. I kept walking, and I think I recovered faster than I would have like years ago first starting out. So in some ways I did better, but yeah, definitely not ready for jogging yet. And once I got home into the warm air, I was coughing for probably an hour. Maybe it was only half an hour, but it felt like a long time after, like, I got home. I was just coughing. I could feel like, yeah, my lungs got to work out. But I tried it. So, and that's the thing, like, don't be afraid to try things. And I probably looked like, did you watch Friends? Phoebe running? Because my friend said I told her, and she was like, oh, now I'm picturing Rocky running up the stairs. I'm like, nah, picture Phoebe going for a run. That's probably more what it looked like. But I did it. And anyways, I'm home, and my daughter has to work at a specific time. So I have to get in there and get my lunch prepared for work and all that stuff. So, yay, had a loss. Talk to you later. Bye.